I've started the recording with the P1000, and I just wanted to go ahead and pan on around. I'll repeat myself again. This is the Mar Vista right here from the side, and the amenities center at 6th Avenue South. Concrete bathrooms here. They could handle a whole lot of wind if need be. There's the horizon right out there. I'm going to step on over, show you a little bit more. Just a beautiful area here. We've got the showers and that right here at North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is where we are. This summer, or just recently, they went ahead and put a brand new walkout here. You know, this is probably $10,000 easily worth of labor to install a brand new one of these. So we're looking at an area that's well maintained. There's my buddy Nick out there on the surfboard and his beach cruiser here. Good morning. Another beautiful day, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm doing a couple of recordings right now. I see you've got a camera too. I'm Robert Ford. Nice to meet you, Tyler.
Arthur Muller.
Hey, Arthur, good to meet you too. I'll give you a couple of my stickers. Feel free to check out my content if you like.
Okay.
And reach out anytime you want. This will be up in just a little bit. Would you mind if I put you on? Show you? I'll just say hey. Feel good to see y'all. I'll have this up a little bit later on this morning.
Okay.
Nice to meet y'all. Well, you're welcome to listen in if you like, and I'm walking out this way to catch the sunrise. If you want to step closer, then you can see it and I can tell you, but I'm going to cover a lot of hot topics and the sunrise here. I've got to move closer though so I can get set up. So they raked the beach this morning here. It's real beautiful. We had a lot of rain yesterday. That's the front of the Mar Vista there. The tide is going out now, and it will continue to go out until just a couple minutes before noon today. And we should see the sun appear here at 6:02 Eastern Standard Time. And one of the challenges with that is we've got a lot of cloud cover, so I'm not sure how much of that we'll be able to see. It should be beautiful anyway. I'm going to go ahead and pull my shoes off. The benefit to having the shoes is just protection against sharps. Sometimes seashells and that can be a bit sharp. Hey, good morning, Nick. So as I create a bunch of hashtag titles, the reason for that is that the content that I create is going to complement, I believe, other people's efforts as well. That's why I'm doing this. I want people to be aware of what's going on, and we've got a collaborative effort, people working together to expose this reality to humanity. In the context of that, people have, in some cases, actually paid a high price. I would say the ultimate price of their life, but that's not the ultimate price. The ultimate price is the price for the soul, and Christ, Jesus, paid that price for me. It's a price I couldn't afford to pay at all. Ooh, I'm gonna zoom in on the pelicans. They are awesome. They like to glide really close to the waves. And just like a ship apparently going over the horizon, there's a lot of water between us. So the Pelicans are not actually flying underwater. They're just, there's water between our view and them. Now they'll hit the water at a high speed. Sometimes they'll hit buildings. They fly really close to the buildings too. So we're in the Myrtle Beach area. That is Myrtle Beach right in the middle of the view down there. It starts around there and pans on around. This is a mostly south-facing beach. So one of the hashtags or the features would be concrete construction. The steel reinforced concrete structures you're looking at are fortified with steel, concrete, high performance windows that can withstand, I believe the code here is roughly 165 miles an hour. They need to be able to handle, withstand. And they're seriously heavy duty. And then the other thing is they've got laminations in them, laminated plastic. So it's kind of like a car window, windshield. And so they can handle quite a bit of impact and not shatter and break through. They may shatter the glass, but the layers of high performance flexible material laminated in the glass prevents it from completely blowing in. So I have seen commercial structures, well, there's some more pelicans in the distance there. I have seen commercial structures like these with water up against them like halfway. A lot of volume of water like flooding outside. Not up that high, but like first level, second level with water up really high, and them being able to withstand the pressure of that water, attempting to seeking level. If somebody were to break a window like that, or a heavy object like a car come floating by, or a boat or a tree, and smack into it really hard, it may fracture that glass barrier, cause the water to gush into the structure. So with the different conspiracies that I've talked about, weather modification is certainly one of them. It's a reality. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy reality. So right now in the view on the iPhone 10, I can't see the pier very good there. I'm zooming in on the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier, and there's a lot of water between here and there. Now I've done a lot of recording, and now we're looking at a lot of water in the air. The water on the sand will reflect the jogger again. See that? This is a sea level liquid mirror. The slanted sand will distort the view of the structures or the people, and yet the sand that's mostly level gives a pretty accurate view. And when it's a puddle, when it's undisturbed, it's perfectly level. Those are some of the clues of the shape of the world that we live in. Here's my buddy Nick. I'll put him on the... Good to see you, bro. So with the Wyndham in the middle of the view there, we get a lot of guests from worldwide. As I step on out here, we can see the reflections of the buildings, and they're tipped, they're slanted. Well, that's because the water is reflecting off of the wet, slanted sand. We can also tell that the sand is sloped or slanted. It's about a 2% grade, 1 to 2%. We can see that because the water goes up a ways and slows down and goes back out. Once again, that is just water seeking level. Water seeks level. I hashtag that a lot because I've got millions of occurrences of that hashtag and thousands of posts that I've made that have been shared thousands of times. Because it's in my photo album on Facebook that has thousands of photos and thousands of times shared. It's thousands times thousands, you get millions. I'm not exaggerating. So the pelicans are coming at us right now, and I'm zoomed in on them. If you're watching the non-zoomed in view, you'll be able to see this later. It's pretty spectacular how this all works. So buoyancy is real science, that's the reality. The aerodynamics of the pelicans exerting pressure, force against the air. And then we've got all their reflections like that. Very beautiful. One of my videos, I was zoomed in on some pelicans like this about a half a mile away, and a dolphin jumped out of the water, almost entirely exposed. What's interesting about that is normally we don't see a lot of the dolphin. We can see them out here, just that they don't normally come up out of the water like that. As I've mentioned in a lot of my recordings, when the breeze picks up, a lot of times the sun is very close to appearing. The sun puts off a warm light, a warm spectrum, and the moon has a cooling effect. That's all actual. That's all real. You can test it. I've got a digital infrared thermometer that I've tested the temperature of moonlight, and it's quite a bit cooler than moon shade. Did you know that? Do you know how much a gallon of water weighs? It depends on the temperature. The temperature of water changes density and volume sufficiently to cause quite a bit of expansion and contraction. When it gets cold enough, it'll freeze and change state, expand enough that it'll float on top of water. I've driven trucks and cars, snowmobiles, motorcycles on top of Lake Winnebago and other lakes in Wisconsin. Pretty fascinating. You heat it up enough, it'll turn into steam and move turbines. They create steam for electrical power generation with heating it up with coal, solar, nuclear, natural gas, wood. I create it with gasoline with my motorcycle. It's got a little alternator on there to charge up my battery. I've got a solar panel on my car to charge my batteries. I use a lot of energy with that car, charging things up a lot. We've got people reflecting off the beach, the lights reflecting off the beach, treasure hunters. I met that gentleman the other day. very pleasant man. When we, the people are reflective on their past, present, future, trying to get the reflection there of the ladies walking this way. The lights impair that. I don't know how the sun works. It's very interesting indeed, and I can zoom in pretty tight on the sun. Notice the reflection on the slanted reflection. When I've got large structures and, well, other things in the reflection of flat water and level, flat and level water. Keep in mind there would be no level if we were moving. So I'm also going to hashtags and talk about it. Some of my hashtags would be NASA lies, water seeks level, Robert Forsch, truth, YouTube truth, deceived, Donald Trump lies, Elon Musk lies, Satan lies, Santa lies, all of that. So there's corporate media lies. So not only is the truth right in front of you right now, looking at this is the reality, and then I'll go ahead and, excuse me, jump in front once again with my YouTube Truth shirt on, and then I will go ahead and present this once again. Let's see if I can do it both hands, both views there concurrently. So it looks as though there's not going to be much visibility of the sun appearing today. The cloud, at least not for the sunrise. It's a bit too heavy. The moisture through the clouds and that. And as I'm standing behind the microphone, I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna put my umbrella up. And that'll give me a little wind blockage. I just kind of wanted to show you that, and I want to test my camera to see how that works. See, it helps out a little bit, block the wind, not just for the P1000, but also for the surround sound. Probably sounds a little bit different now too. Some more pelicans flying. This is what they do. They're on the move. Very beautiful. Very beautiful indeed. So there's that. Remember, 2 kids stealing a bicycle is a conspiracy. What do you call it when the Illuminati, when Satan hijacks the perspective of humanity, using high-powered technology to present a false reality? It's trauma-based mind control. That was part of what the events of 9/11 of 2001 were. They were trauma-based mind control, presenting us a human sacrifice that was visible to the world in real time. And some of the events of that, some of the accounting of that was computer graphic imagery, other kinds of fakery. It was an inside job. I'm going to hashtag inside job and see what shows up. Now there's about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. I'm glad I brought my umbrella. It's quite a bit. So what I have to say, I believe, is really important. I was actually a walking dead man, spiritually speaking, and I didn't know it. So that's why one of the other things that I want to talk about is destiny, predestination, election, free will. How about that? Free will. Is it really free? Well, unpack a little bit of that for you. In the discussion of theology and philosophy, there's if there is no free will, then if there's destiny, then there's a creator. Okay? And a lot of people don't like that creator part because the creator has commandments, at least the one that I believe in, the one that I believe is real. And then some people will say, you know, you've got your reality, I've got my reality. Let's all sing Kumbaya and just enjoy life. You can do what you want. I'm passionate about exposing the reality of the world that we live in and let everybody else do whatever they want to do with it. Now, interestingly enough, when Morpheus says to Neo, do you believe in, do you believe in, let's see, what was it? Do you believe in free will? No, do you believe in destiny? And he says no, because I don't like the idea of it me not being in control. So, this is a gem I want for you to consider, is that the reason why 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 is so powerful, a reality, it goes like this. They refuse to love the truth. They refuse to love the truth, and so be saved. For this reason, God sends a powerful delusion. How about that? So they're going to largely believe the lie they want to believe. How about that? As far as I can tell, that's the way it works. So what happened with me is he gave me a love for the truth, set me free from a life of addiction. That's part of my evidence that something absolutely spectacular and significant happened to me, because he gave me a passion, purpose, and eternal perspective, the power to do what I previously could not do, and the pleasure to enjoy it all, even in the midst of substantial opposition and the threat of losing my earthly experience, my human experience. I've had attempts on my life, completely verified. I tried killing myself. I couldn't even do that. Wasn't my time. Wasn't my time. I've been hit by lightning. I've got a video called Struck by Lightning. We talk about it. It's a test. God wanted me to see what I would do. He already knew. He determined it. He determined it. Now, it's not like I'm a little puppet on a marionette. God is working all the... It's not exactly like that. He gave me the faith to believe that He is real, because the gospel is foolishness to those that are perishing. He's the one that removes the veil, not the person, as best I can tell. So when we talk about free will and predestination, God's sovereign election, destiny, I'll hashtag some of these names. You can look it up. It is people get really upset. They'll unfriend and block one another because they're so passionate about what they believe and how it affects other people. I'm noticing something really interesting here, and I'm going to zoom in on it. I want to just show you the contrast of these waves in the horizon and how those waves can impair the long distance view because of we can't see through the water. Here comes some pelicans. Case in point, we see them intermittently. The pelicans, that is. Is that Walter? That's what I call the lone pelican, Walter. And it's not like I recognize the pelican. It's just a lone pelican, a pelican flying alone, pretty secure with who he is. He'll hang out with other pelicans later. I see them. I see pelicans like that down at the point. They'll fly in on a herd of other pelicans, a flock of them. But you can see he's not in a group. He kind of likes doing his own thing, and that's kind of like me. So I'll do what God created me to do, and everybody else can deal with it. Right, Walter? That's how we roll. And that's part of the dynamic of some of the different people that I'm in relationship with or friendship with, is that they're relative. It may even be you, relatively secure in who we are, who God created us to be, and I'll do that. I'll do what He created me to do, because that's where I have truly found satisfaction and purpose in life. It isn't doing my own thing and hoping God likes it. I'll just do His thing as best I can tell. He's the one that provides the deep satisfaction. One of the aspects of addiction, it activates the dopamine receptor, which is never satisfied, ever. The dopamine receptor isn't satisfied. It has an insatiable desire for more activation. Now God provides deep satisfaction for doing what He created me to do. He provides the pleasure to enjoy even the opposition. So when somebody is hating on me, calling me stupid and a retard, and questioning am I even in touch with reality? I would say, yeah, I am. It's the ultimate reality. The ultimate truth is the truth that Jesus paid a price I couldn't pay. I'm one of His children that's actually born again. He caused that to happen. I didn't pick myself up by my own bootstraps. Not at all. So I believe in sovereign election. Man can't believe unless God gives him the faith to believe. Isn't that special? So you can reach out anytime. My phone number is 1-843-504-1776. I'm not all freaked out about the number. I know it's an Illuminati type number. You can look at that, but I've had it for over 20 years. This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. Feel free to reach out anytime. Hashtag. Yeah, make it happen.